Moment during these shows when you sort of have to pretend you're finishing. And we all have to sort of enter this illusion, really. Yeah. I have a good friend, through a friend called Martin Joseph. I met Tom Robinson. I got to know Tom Robinson quite well. He's now a fine broadcaster, but he was a big rock and roll star once. And he came to a Show of Hands gig about 4 years ago, and he said, guys, you've got to leave it 10 minutes before you come back. So what do you mean? Frenzy of expectation and anticipation. 10 minutes minimum, then you come back. So we tried that in, I think it was in Gravesend, and everybody had So I'm not going to risk that. I'll probably come back quite quickly. Because at the end of the day, I'm only in that cupboard. I think there's one song I've got which, in a way, draws together all the maritime themes of travel and trade and homecoming and family and change. It's this song called Santiago. Phil and I, when we worked with the Chilean exiles, I wrote this song to try and capture their experience in a song. It turned out that these Chilean guys, they had panpipe tunes that were like Morris dances, and they had tales of wrecking from their coastline. So there was lots in this collaboration that worked. And one of the guys we got to know very well, there was Mauricio Venegas, Sergio Avila, and the late Vladimir Vega. Vladdy played panpipes in the Trango. And we did 2 Albert Hall shows with him, long after the original group broke up. And he was a bit of a rogue, in a way, because he used to pretend he knew the words. And when Carlton TV were going to film us at the Albert Hall, I said, Vladimir, do you want to do the second verse in Santiago? He said, oh, no, I got this. Great one from me. I said, do you know the words? He said, of course I know the words. On my heart. Do you need me to write them down? Man, don't say this. And what he did, he wrote them out and he taped them on the inside of his panpipes. So that you can clearly see on the camera, and go, from the port and they couldn't use any close-ups of him singing, because he was clearly reading up the words. We used to do a song about wrecking with tall ships, and I suddenly realised one night what he was actually singing. In his lovely tenor voice, he was singing, on the skyline, the tall ships sail on, bound for London, with desks piled high. I said, after the show, I said, Daddy, it's not desks, it's decks. Man, the song never made sense to me. Why they would want to wreck a ship full of the office furniture. That pales into insignificance with Phil Beer's crimes against lyrics. We were singing Santiago one night at this small festival. This is before Miranda joined us, and I had such a bad throat infection, and it comes up on you, and it was towards the end of the set. I just couldn't hit the high notes. What's going on? And I tried barking my way through them. And I thought to myself, well, I looked at Phil, I thought, we've been playing this song for 15 years. So I wandered over to him and I said, do you know the second verse? Yeah. Sure. So he wandered up to the microphone with the quattro, and full of confidence, he went, they did. And then they chose. And he walked back to me and said, apparently not. And I was laughing at this point so much. Every time I just couldn't look at the audience because I was, you literally couldn't stand. And he started going. And then what I realised happened, in the front row, down below us, an elderly lady had fainted. And she was surrounded with people fussing and seeing if she was all right. And all the audience saw was me going... There was no way out of it. I was like, what? I'll forget it. From the ports of the west, we sailed into the sun. South America bound, our journey begun. Lights going on in the barrios. It was half a world away. We had an ocean to cross and a course to steer all the way. We bought copper and ore. We bought silver and gold. But in the mines and fields, the sweat of those people was sold. Lights going on in the barrios, a long day's labor at an end, and they saw the wealth of the mountains flow away to Santiago. All the way to Santiago. Thank you. All the way to Santiago. All the way to Santiago. All the way, all the way. Oh. And when their country was torn, it was then we chose sides, selling arms to the few to hold back the tide. Fires burned in the barrios, and we poured oil upon the flames, sending bullets and bombs, guns and planes all the way. From the heart of the west, they returned to the sun. South America bound, and their journey is done. There'll be laughter and song in the barrios, and it will echo half a world away. When Maria won de Julio, Isabella, Manuel and Mario, Felipe, Raul and Mauricio, they're going home. Yeah, I'm also cussing. All the way. All the way. Thank you for the journeys you've made to be here. Thank you, Daph and Mike again, and Josh on the lights. And my name is Steve Knightley. Thanks very, very much. Widecombe in the War Sailing Club, I salute you. Try that. Thank you very, very much indeed.
Distant shore, when the breakers roll and the billows roar, like drowning men, we will clutch at straws, then we'll dive into the ocean. You can hear the breakers, you can taste the brine, about 20 miles away where the sea and the tide entwine. Tonight I was yours and you were mine, together in this safe haven. I'm singing this. I and I are all at sea, in rain or shine, that's where I'll be. So raise your glass to the company. Come fair with your stormy weather. High and dry once more. High and dry, all at sea, in rain or shine, that's where I'll be. Oh, the Widecombe Sailing Club, that's the place to be. In fair wind or stormy weather. Any more? In fair wind or stormy weather. One more time. In fair wind or stormy weather. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. It was early dawn when we met out on the hillside, on our way to Widecombe Fair, to drink ourselves dry, make a big noise there. 6 Devon lads and a younger boy, whose mother said, promise me now you'll watch for him. He's never slept out of home before, and you know too well there'll be trouble in store. I gave her my word and we crossed the moor. It was growing dark, we stopped at the inn when we saw her, fair-faced in the candlelight, such a fine sight with her long black hair. Young Billy stared and she stared right back, but the landlord said she's spoken for. So Billy said, leave me here alone, I'll meet you tomorrow on your way back home at the crossroads. At noon on the Whitton down road, you go and I'll stay. He said, you lads go and I'll stay. I said, said, take my watch and my chain. We all hit the road again. 4 miles to the fairground. We had a fine time there, but next day came. We waited in the rain at the crossroads, but the boy never came. I said, you go home. I returned to the inn, and the landlord said the last he'd seen was a boy and a girl out on the moor. That was all he knew, and he showed me the door. I called, I cried, God knows I tried, till the long night came. His mother flew at me, scratched my face. She called me names, said I was to blame, and asked if she'd ever see her sweet young son again. Ooh. Well, a year went by without one sign. I went back to that inn to see what I could find, but the wind whistled cold on the moors that night. I thought I saw a couple in the pale moonlight, and the landlord said, you're back here again, but from his pocket hung down my watch and chain. Tom, I sat down on a stone and I cried, knowing full well that the young lad died. Tom, lend me a grain of mare. We're all going back to that inn on the road to Widecombe Fair to get Bill and Jan, and Peter and Dan, Harry and Pete. Out on the moors we'll meet.